In this video, we take a look at the Blichmann Glycol chiller, my recommendations for setting it up, and my experience with its performance. How's it going? My name's Brian. I'd like to welcome you to another video. If this is your first time here and you'd like to learn more about electric brewing, see how-to videos and product reviews just like this one, consider subscribing, and if you do, don't forget to click that bell so you won't miss a video when it comes out. Full disclosure, as with all my reviews, Blichmann did send me the Glycol chiller as well as the controllers that I'm using in this video. This is my own personal opinion after using it for a little bit, so I want to share it with you. Let's jump into it. Let's take a look at some of the specs on it. The Blichmann Glycol chiller is a 3/8 horsepower Glycol chiller. It has a 7-gallon minimum and an 8.25-gallon maximum reservoir, and that reservoir is able to chill all the way down to 23 degrees. It does have locking casters on the bottom. It has the ability to control up to 6 fermentation vessels simultaneously. It does not have built-in pumps, but the reservoir inside actually allows for up to 6 pumps to be fit in there, depending on the size of the pump. Cooling capacity is 3,400 BTUs. Taking a look at the unit, it's about the size of a small mini fridge. To access the Glycol reservoir on the inside, it's just a matter of taking a few screws loose on the top cover, as well as taking a couple screws loose on the back power strip. Once you get those loose, the reservoir is wide open to be able to put your pumps and everything into it. On the back of the unit, you'll find your power cord, as well as a compartment to store all of your excess wiring. On the bottom of the power strip that runs along the top of the unit, you'll see a foam piece, and that is a little bit more vital here in just a little bit. We'll talk about how that works. Blichmann does recommend a 70-30 glycol mix in the unit. It is recommended to use RO or distilled water just to keep any odors from happening. So along with the Glycol chiller, they did send the Blichmann power controller, which is made to be used in conjunction with the Glycol chiller. Now what is included in that kit is a pump, a controller, a 24-volt power supply for the pump, as well as 10 feet of clear tubing, 4 hose clamps, and also a bung if you're using it in a Blichmann fermentator. Now, one of the things I definitely recommend as far as the setup goes of the unit, if you're going to have more than one fermenter running and you've got multiples of the same controller, like in my case, I definitely would suggest labeling the controller, the power supply port on the pump, the power supply plug, and that is so that you don't get any of this stuff mixed up. I did go through the trouble of labeling all mine from 1 to 4. So setting up the unit is pretty simple. All you need to do is just put all of your pumps with the hoses pre-attached to them, hang the wires over the back side. Once you've got all of your hoses in attached to the pumps, then you need to put all your return hoses in. And then once you have that done, you can go ahead and put the cover back on the front, which is the Glycol, the reservoir cover. And then you can go ahead and put all of the power supply bricks on top of that, and then feed the wires over top of the back edge so that you can have access to them once you get the top power strip on. Once you have all that stuff in place, then go ahead and put the top power strip back on, and then go ahead and plug in all of your controllers. And then once you've done that, then you can go ahead and hook up all of your wires to the pumps on the inside. One thing to note, do not plug any of the power supplies in without having anything hooked up to them, because I shot plenty of Glycol water mixture on the floor whenever I did that. So just be aware, don't plug in any of the power supplies for the pumps if you don't have something hooked up to them. Once you have all that stuff hooked up, you're pretty much ready to go. Then you can hook up all of your fermenters and plug in all of your power supplies. One thing I will tell you about the setup on the controllers is very simple, but it's just a matter of hitting the set button and then using the up or down arrows to indicate whether you want to increase or decrease the temperature. One secret that I found out to the controllers, the Blichmann controllers, is that you need to hold the set button for about 15 seconds, or at least it seems like that. It might be 10, but quite a long time, longer than you think you should, to switch it over from cooling to heating, as I'm showing here. So just be aware you can switch it from cooling to heating easily by doing that. So what was the performance like? I can tell you that this thing works absolutely great. I recently used it in another review video for a fermenter that I got, and this Glycol chiller was able to chill it down to 34, 32 degrees. I mean, it could have gone probably even lower than that. At the same time, while it was chilling that down, I had 2 Anvil bucket fermenters with the Anvil cooling system connected to those. I am happy to report, I've had people asking me a lot about this, the Anvil buckets with this Glycol chiller will lager. It held those fermenters at 41 degrees, no problem. I tried to go a little bit lower and it seemed like the cooling pumps would run all the time at like 40 degrees or 39. So 41 seemed to be a happy medium, but according to everything that I've read, I really haven't done a lot of traditional lagers. I've done some pressurized lagers, but for a traditional lager, 41 degrees is definitely acceptable with no problem. On top of those two fermenters, I actually had another fermenter. It was a Fermonster with water in it, and I had a cooling jacket, and that's a product from another company that I'm going to be reviewing here shortly. But it was able to actually cool the Fermonster down to 46 degrees. It probably would have gone lower, but I had an issue with the hoses coming loose and coming off and spewing some glycol everywhere. So not without trials and tribulations because of lack of things on my part. But as far as the chiller goes, I say it does an awesome job. I can't thank Blichmann enough for letting me try it out and test it. It definitely is going to be a game changer for my beers, and I definitely think that if you're interested in a glycol chiller, this is definitely one to look at. Leave me a comment down below if you're interested in this chiller and whether or not you're looking at this one or what else you're looking at the price point. As of doing this video, the price point on the chiller is $899, and the controllers are $99 each for the controllers, and you can add up to 6 of those. Like I said earlier in the video, you can add Inkbird controllers or whatever you want. In order to control the fermentation, you would just need a pump for it. That is my thoughts on the Blichmann 3/8 horsepower glycol chiller. This has been Brian for Short Circuited Brewers. We'll see you on the next video.